Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Despite repeated promises to make buildings safe and protect leaseholders, and 4 years on from Grenfell, hundreds of thousands of people still live in unsafe homes and millions are caught up in the building safety crisis. Leaseholders are facing hundreds of pounds a month for service charges, insurance premiums, waking watch, before even getting into remediation costs. And then the government's Building Safety Fund excludes buildings under 18 metres. It isn't distributed on the basis of risk, and just 10 or 12p in every pound of the fund has been allocated. There's also uncertainty about who will cover the cost of other fire safety defects and interim safety costs. And in this debate, which has been very technical this afternoon, I appreciate that, but we must ensure that the voices of those leaseholders trapped in dangerous buildings are heard. And I want the Minister to hear testimonies from people in Luton South. Tom, who lives in the Point Red building, said, "We are left with terrible uncertainty, unable to move on with our lives, not knowing if we're going to be bankrupt and homeless by the end of the year. We sleep in a death trap every night." And this afternoon's statement and the added layer around the EWS1 forms is still another layer of uncertainty as it stands. Tom's a primary school teacher and his partner works with vulnerable children, the key workers we've relied on over the past 15 months, who are being forced to the edge of ruin month after month due to the life-ruining cost of fixing a problem they did not create. So will the Minister answer Tom's question? How does he propose that they raise money to pay the remediation costs that are not covered by government funding? It may be a shock to the other side of the House, but we don't all have trust funds or multiple assets to fall back on. The mental health of innocent leaseholders has severely deteriorated, and the government should ensure that they can access free support to reduce some of their anxieties and worries. The Building Safety Bill needed to include explicit legal protections to ensure that millions of pounds of building safety remediation costs are not passed on to innocent homeowners and tenants. And I support Labour's call for a new building works agency that would go block by block to identify which works need doing, and that would also fix, fund and crucially certify them as safe and sellable at the end, to allow leaseholders to finally move on with their lives. The Housing, Communities and Local Government Select Committee's report stated that it would be unacceptable and an abdication of responsibility to make leaseholders contribute a single penny towards the cost of remediating defects for which they were not responsible. It should not be the leaseholders' burden to bear. It's developers that created the crisis by putting profit before protections. How can it be that property developers who make millions each year are protected, while teachers, nurses, shop workers, transport workers, carers and pensioners are left to pick up the bill? Thank you.